Hey everyone, I'm Kaya with exercisesforinjuries.com. Welcome to today's video where we are going to be going through some yoga for foot pain, or maybe for you that is plantar fasciitis. So go ahead and take a seat. I'm sitting up on a block here. It's a little bit more comfortable. So go ahead, sit on a block, a bolster, a pillow, if that's more comfortable for you. And sitting however is comfortable, letting the hands rest here, and we'll either find a soft gaze down at the floor in front of us, or if it feels okay, you can close the eyes. And just beginning, as we always do here, by connecting in with the breath. So no need to change anything about your breathing. Just starting to become an observer and noticing how your breath feels, inhales and exhales. Good. Just releasing any tension that you might feel in the neck, the shoulders. Good, then feel free, you can flicker the eyes open here. And we're going to extend the legs out in front of us here. And we're going to go through some different movements in the feet, ankles. So we're going to just start with some ankle rolls. So really sitting however is comfortable. You could even be in a chair, whatever works best here. And in the other direction. Good. And then we're going to go through some plantar flexion and dorsiflexion. So that's going to look, plantar flexion is pointing the toes, and we'll hold for a second. And then dorsiflexion is pulling the toes back again, holding for a second here. So just moving through slowly, just kind of coming to the end of that range of motion. We don't want to come into any sharp pain, but there might be a little bit of discomfort when you get kind of to the edge of where your range of motion stops. Good, kind of warming up the feet and the ankles. Then we'll move into some inversion and eversion. So inversion, we're pulling the insides of the feet up towards us, almost like we're trying to bring the soles of the feet together. And then eversion, opposite way. So inversion and eversion. You might kind of flex your toes back while you do this, starting to kind of open up through the bottom of the foot, because when we do a plantar fasciitis, that connective tissue that runs along the bottom of the foot can get tight and painful. Good. Okay. Hopefully, maybe a little toe flexion extension. Now that the feet are a little bit warmed up, we'll take our time here to stand up, coming into some stretches here. So if the bottom of the foot is tight and sore, oftentimes we might have tightness in the back of the calf as well. So we're going to open up through the calf muscle. So coming into an Achilles or gastroc stretch here. So lunging back with one leg, and we're bending into that front knee, trying to bring that back ankle down towards the floor. So we're looking for a stretch through the gastroc here, and maybe the Achilles down behind the ankle there. And just staying with your breath here. Good, and then from here we're going to come into a soleus stretch. So it's going to just isolate some different muscles in the calf region. So keeping that front knee bent, we're also going to start to bend the back knee. So it's going to lift that heel up a bit, but we're still kind of working that heel down. So it's just going to isolate that stretch into some deeper muscles in the calf area. So you might need to kind of play around with it. As long as there's a stretch in the back of the calf region, should be good. So opening up these muscles to help relieve some of the tension that might be happening in the bottom of the foot. Good. On your next exhale, we'll release the heel back down. We'll step forward and the other leg back. And of course you can be using balance, the wall or a chair here. So starting with that first stretch, the back leg is straight, front knee bent, and working the heel down to the floor. Now it's okay if the heel doesn't make it to the floor, but that's the direction we're going in to find that stretch. And breathing deeply here. Trying to keep the rest of the body relaxed. So notice if you start to tense your shoulders, your neck, your jaw. Good, and then you can start to bring it bend to that back leg, changing up the stretch a little bit in the calf area. And you might be getting a little bit of a leg workout too, that's okay. And we'll release. All right, we're gonna come back down to seated here. Again, feel free to sit up on something if that's more comfortable. We're gonna bring the legs out in front, and I have a strap. If you have a yoga strap, you can use that. If not, you could use a tie, you could use a belt leash, even a resistance band. I said a belt leash, a belt or a leash. So anything really. We wanna bring the strap just kind of underneath the toes here on the ball of the foot, and then we're going to just pull, sit up nice and tall, keeping the legs straight, engaging the legs here. So if they can be straight, we're engaging the legs to protect the knee joint. If they can't be straight, keeping the knees bent, sitting up nice and tall here, bring your shoulder blades together and pull that strap. So we're looking for a nice stretch through the bottom of the feet. So if you do have plantar fasciitis or some intense foot pain, you'll probably get a good stretch. And if you don't feel a stretch, that's okay. We'll still probably be stretching the backs of the legs, which is beneficial for our foot pain. Good, one last breath here. And exhale, we'll release. I'm going to swing the legs around, coming into a little toe tuck stretch. So tucking the toes under, even the pinky toes, you can tuck them under. Starting here with some weight on the hands, you can get a feel for how much pressure you're going to be able to put back on the toes. So as you deepen the stretch, you'll sit back, and maybe you can even come all the way up here. So anywhere along that, all the way from being on the hands and knees to coming back to sit. And if you're up here and you still don't feel a big stretch, starting to relax the legs as much as you can. So you'll notice your body protective mechanisms to hold yourself up. And you'll notice as you start to relax the leg muscles, relax the feet, your weight is going to start dropping onto the heels, and you'll really intensify the stretch. So the stretch is probably going to be uncomfortable, and that's okay. We just don't want to come into any sharp pain or really intense pain. A nice gauge of that is if you can take nice deep breaths. So focusing in on your breath here. We'll just be here for a couple more breaths. Really great stretch for plantar fasciitis, getting some movement into that connective tissue on the bottom of the foot. One more breath. Exhale, come forward slowly, untuck the toes, and then just pause for a moment and just feel here. Just allowing the sensation to move in any way that it will. And then maybe give your toes a little tap. Good. The final thing we'll do is a little either foot roll or massage. So you can come to a comfortable seat once more. Now, if you have like a golf ball, a lacrosse ball, or an actual massage ball, what you can do is place that under the foot and you can roll kind of heel to toe. If you don't have that little self-massage, so you know what areas are the most painful, need the most work, so you can kind of work the fingers in there, finding the spots that need a little bit more TLC, and give yourself a nice little foot massage, or maybe you have someone around who will do it for you if you're lucky. Good, and then we'll do the other side as well, and you can spend as much time doing this as you'd like. It can even be something while you're watching TV, an easy kind of thing you can do while you're sitting down. Good. And of course, if you're doing the rolling, if you have a ball, if you're standing up, you're going to be able to place a lot more weight down on that foot, and you'll intensify the stretch massage that you're getting from that. All right, so like I said, feel free to take your time with that one. And then whenever you're done, just finding that seat one more time, sitting up nice and tall, hands rest, and eyes can close, or softening the gaze. And just take a moment here to tune in to the sensations at your feet. Just noticing if you feel any different. And if you don't, that's okay too. So feel free to sit here in your seat, just sitting with your breath for as long as you have time for. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope I will see you in another video. Take care and namaste.